Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I have the second part of expansion packs of Sims. If you didn't know, I actually have a part 1 to this video where I did the first 5 expansion packs. If you did miss it, I will have it linked in the description below, and I'll also have a card that should appear on the right of your screen. But anyway, this video is focused on the last 5 expansion packs, and we are going to be starting with Get Famous. Now, there are so many different routes I could have taken this sim in. I could have done a rising star, someone who just moved to Delso Valley and is trying to make it in the acting career, or someone who's just started a YouTube channel and doesn't know what to do, whether it's gaming or makeup or lifestyle or whatever. I was really tempted to do like a paparazzi person, someone who follows celebrities around, because I thought that was quite unique. Something a little different. I ended up making a beauty guru who blew up on YouTube, is now like this super famous Instagram model. She does some acting and some singing, and she's just living the high life. She ended up marrying a very famous actor and they live happily in the Hollywood Hills. I could definitely imagine her getting some sort of plastic surgeries done to make her fit the beauty standard of the West. So I gave her like a really small nose. Maybe she got like some breast implants and some butt implants or something. She's giving me very Kardashian-esque energy. But I really wanted to display her as someone who was really trying to make it, and you know, she might get criticized from her parents for having all this plastic surgery and moving out to Delso Valley without telling them, but it worked out in her favor. She's now married to this multi-millionaire and is living the high life. The traits that I ended up giving her are self-absorbed, jealous because she's married to this famous actor. Just marrying this guy boosted her social ranking like crazy. So obviously she's going to be a little jealous if he's talking to other female celebrities who are just as, or maybe even more beautiful than she is. The last trait I gave her is romantic, and her aspiration is to become a world famous celebrity, which she has probably completed. The next expansion pack we have is Island Living. I was going to go down the occult route and make her into a mermaid, but I decided to go down the more cultural route and imagined this sim to be like the daughter of the chief of Sulani. I feel like her father would be heavily involved in politics surrounding the island and helping clean up the island and stuff like that, and her family are probably well aware of mermaids and they just want to coexist with mermaids in peace and harmony. They don't want any trouble. So she probably knows about mermaids and stuff, and I feel as if she is a very family sim. She loves her family, she loves the island, she's rich in the culture, and she wouldn't do anything to disappoint her father. And I'm pretty sure her father wouldn't want her like dating around and stuff. Like, she's the chief's daughter. Who the hell would want to date the chief's daughter and end up getting on the wrong side of the chief? But I could definitely imagine her meeting a merman one night and ending up falling for him, and you know, obviously she's breaking the rules of her father. She's being a bit of a rebel. She's being a little rebellious by dating this merman. Again, she loves her family and she wants a family of her own one day. So I don't know where I'm going with this sim. I really just tried to think of a storyline at the top of my head, but I hope you guys can understand the kind of energy you get from her. Now, her traits are child of the island, because you know, she's the chief's daughter, family oriented, and loves the outdoors. And her aspiration is beach life, because that's the only aspiration that came with this expansion pack. Next up, we've got Discover University. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I already made this sim previously, like a really long time ago. I used to play with this sim and I decided to use him instead of creating a new one because I thought he fit this expansion pack so well. The idea around him is that he is a uni student, obviously, and he is a bit of a loner, but when I say his fashion and his like style captivates everyone around him, like anywhere he goes around campus, he's immediately the center of attention. The girls want to be with him, the guys want to be him, and he doesn't like the attention. He just wants to study and get his degree. But because his fashion is on a whole other level and he just has that sort of model-like features. Like, I'm pretty sure he was a model in his past life. Everyone just wants to be around him. And originally, I was actually gonna go down the route of making a teacher. Like a young teacher who is very smart and very nice to his students and possibly sleeps with his students. I thought that was kind of scandalous because I just wanted to, you know, put a little bit of spice into this video, but I ended up cancelling that idea because I felt it was a bit too much. I didn't think it represented Discover University. Well, it happens in real life, like students sleep with their teachers and stuff. But anyway, I ended up not going down that route and just chose a loner who wants to be a loner but gets so much attention because he's so good looking and is probably really smart as well. Now, the traits that I gave him are genius, loner, and perfectionist. And his aspiration is the academic one that came with the pack. Also, I did give him a little bit of an edge with like the piercings and like the combat boots. I just thought it suited him. And I feel like that kind of aura brings people in and like makes him look a bit more mysterious. Like, oh, he has piercings on his eyebrow? I wonder why. I don't know, maybe I'm just making all this up in my head. But yeah, that's the kind of vibe that I went for. We now have eco lifestyle. Now, I imagine the sim to be a real farm boy. You know, he grew up on the farm, he has a single mom and a little sister, no real father figure in his life. So he would have to do all the heavy lifting and labor around the farm. And I could definitely imagine him being a very family guy. You know, he loves his mom so much and loves his little sister. And his mom is probably this massive eco-friendly type of woman. She has a bunch of solar panels and wind turbines around the farm, and anytime any of them break, this sim would have to go and fix them, you know, because he's the man of the family. But yeah, I decided to go with a very cold exterior. Like, I tried to make him look unapproachable, because if you saw him in public, you would not want to mess with him. You would probably be kind of daunted and not terrified, but you just wouldn't want to get on his bad side, because he literally looks like he could flick my forehead and knock me out. But yeah, he has a seriously cold exterior, but on the inside, he's a really funny guy and he just wants to have fun and, you know, enjoys being in the presence of his family. And no one really approaches him because of his cold exterior, but he one day wants to find a wife who will help him make the world a bit greener and hopefully live on the farm with him and raise beautiful children and teach them his cause and values in life. He just wants to be loved. That's what I'm getting at. He just wants to be loved, but no one approaches him because he's kind of scary. Now, the traits that I gave him are loves the outdoors. I feel like I've given so many of my sims loves the outdoors, but it's a universal trait. What can I say? The maker trait and childish, because he's a little bit of a goofball. Why didn't I give him goofball then? And his aspiration is to be a super parent and raise his kids to have similar values that he has. And last up, we have Snowy Escape. Now, there were only two paths that came to mind when making this sim. The first was a sim that was heavily intertwined in the culture of Mount Komorebi. Someone who grew up there their whole lives and their family have lived there for generations. They're very respectful to their elders and live in the more green area of the world. And the second path was the more snowboarder, skier, adventurous kind of sim. Someone who loved the adrenaline rush and just enjoyed having a good time. I decided to combine those two paths with this sim. She grew up in a very traditional family and her parents really wanted her to marry someone who was in the salary person career. Someone who would work while she stayed at home and looked after the house and the kids. And she didn't want that lifestyle. She enjoyed being adventurous and decided to move to the snowier area where she could pursue her dream of being a professional snowboarder, where she uploads YouTube videos of her snowboarding and just enjoys life. She enjoys a good hike and enjoys mountain climbing, and you know, she kind of went sort of edgy since she doesn't live with her parents anymore. She dyed her hair. I don't know if she got piercings. I don't think she got piercings. I can't remember if she got piercings or not, or if I gave her any tattoos. I think I gave her a few ear piercings, but she can now express herself the way she's always wanted to, and I love that for her. Now, the traits that I gave her are adventurous, loves the outdoors, again, and self-assured. And the aspiration I gave her is extreme sports enthusiast. Now I'm gonna show you guys some of the screenshots I've got of these Sims.